Hi Yogi, welcome to episode 9 of the Lights On podcast and the end of this season. I'm Kat, I'm your host. I'm a certified yoga teacher and I'm very passionate about teaching and practicing traditional yoga. Through this podcast, I hope to share with you a few concepts, a few principles from yoga philosophy to inspire you to live a better life. And I really think that I saved the best for last because what I'm sharing today has helped me countless times uplift my mood, rewire my brain, and shift negatives into positives. And it has everything to do with the concept of experience and release that you can take from Samkhya. So let's start right away by telling you a bit more about what Samkhya is. So Samkhya, it's one of the 6 ancient philosophies of India, and the word can be translated into numbers or reason. So you could say that Samkhya means cosmic wisdom. And Samkhya is important for yoga because the two philosophies are very much connected. And you could say that Samkhya is almost like the mother of yoga in the sense that Samkhya is a theory and yoga is the practice. And Samkhya is a philosophy that aims to explain life, or rather the existence of life, how the universe works, and how we human beings or living creatures in general interact with the universe. So it has a phenomenal insight, but in particular these two concepts of experience and release, because when Samkhya explains how life happens and why life exists, it mentions that it happens for these two, thanks to these two concepts, or because of these two concepts. So one of them, it's Bhoga, and that is how can I explain this? It's basically life happens to give you a number of experiences, and that is Bhoga. You also have Apavarga, which is release, and Apavarga means that release happens because life wants to teach you how to let go and evolve, as in letting go of conditioning, letting go of all the things that don't serve you, so that you slowly and over the course of life can become your best self, can really peel away all those layers that are not yourself fully and connect with your true essence. Together, Bhoga and Apavarga, they explain this notion of you existing, of life existing, because life is a number of experiences made for you to release and connect with your true essence. So it's really interesting because through Samkhya, or with these two concepts, or thanks to these two concepts, Bhoga and Apavarga, when you put it in practice, essentially means that things that happened in your life, things that happen to you, they don't happen to you, they happen for you, because it's a way of you going through another experience and learning and evolving, at the end of the day connecting with the best version of yourself. This shift in perspective is really, really interesting, especially when it comes to overcoming obstacles and really rewiring our brain when we're going through a hard moment, and just being able to turn those negatives into positives. But the shift is also a challenge and sometimes very hard to make when we're so stuck in survival mode, because we really can't see a way out, and it's very difficult for us to have that be cold enough or be rational enough to separate ourselves from the situation and realize the learnings that situation is there to teach us. When you're very much in your fight and flight mode, You are focused and your body is only focused on handling the threat and reacting. So there is no pause, there is no moment for you to really look at the situation with different eyes and apply very easily this concept of Bhoga and Apavarga, which is why yoga is so important, because yoga is very much a method or a methodology to calm your busy mind and regulate your nervous system. So yoga will take you away from that fight and flight response so that you are calm enough to be able to accept this new perspective and be able to apply this perspective with a lot more ease, because you're now out of survival mode. So early we explained how yoga was the practice and Samkhya was the theory, and here you can see it really apply, because, for instance, when you start yoga, you will learn asana, the yoga poses that will teach you to control your mind and will teach you how to find comfort in the uncomfortable as you hold still in poses that are perhaps not so friendly to hold still in for, especially as seconds and minutes pass. Yoga also teaches you breathing exercises that will give you more energy but also balance your nervous system. So again, bringing everything back to calm and peace, and really make sure that your nervous system is always under control. And also, for instance, meditation, because through the practice of meditation you'll have a lot more focus and clarity, and you'll start gaining control over your mind as well. So a bit similar. They all, at the end of the day, will contribute for you to have more control over your mind. That's why yoga is so powerful. But meditation does help you detach yourself from yourself in a way, and from the situations that happen in your life. You start becoming a lot more aware of them as they are, for what they are, as opposed to being so involved, and as opposed to you experience the situation very, very personally. So as you practice more and more yoga, you will react less to triggers, to situations. You'll also react in a way that it's a lot calmer, and you'll be able to experience more space in adversity. So even if something does happen to you, something that you are not expecting, or something that causes you some distress, your response will be slower, because you will not immediately jump straight into survival mode. Rather, you'll be able to use your rational mind a lot to understand the situation, to process the situation, and react or respond in a way that it's a lot more objective, and a response that potentially already takes into account Bhoga and Apavarga, and this notion of you being here, because life is this beautiful roller coaster of emotions, of experience, and you get to live it all just so that you, at the end of the day, are able to connect with your true essence, the best version of yourself, this being that is full of love, kindness, light, positive energy. And that is just a beautiful thing to think about when you're going through hard times, and it has helped me countless times when I've needed a little bit of a pick me up, or when I'm going down this rabbit hole of negativity and I need to pull myself out of it. It's definitely been a huge tool to really understand learnings and challenges to understand challenges and drawbacks as learnings and opportunities. So with time, and this is why yoga is also so important, you'll learn to embrace these concepts that are from Samkhya, but they are easier to embrace through the practice of yoga, because you'll be a lot more disciplined and your mind will be a lot more in control for you to really be able to make this shift from the negatives into positives. One last thing I wanted to leave you with today is just to remind you that connected to these concepts of Bhoga and Apavarga that we've explored in the past 10 minutes or so, it's this notion that a situation is not good or bad. It's what we make of it. And if you learn to see life as experience and release, then every situation will be transformed. And you will be able to be a lot more positive. But with positivity also comes empowerment, because we're not talking about toxic positivity here and just for the sake, being positive for the sake of things. It's you actually having this resilience to be able to, with your mind, turn a negative into a positive by looking at it as an opportunity and as a chance to say, okay, what is this here to teach me, and how can I become a better person by overcoming this challenge, by maybe looking at things in a different perspective. So it is incredibly empowering to gain this capacity to stop judging a situation as being good or bad, but having the power to make that situation what we want that situation to be. And I think that's very powerful. I hope this helps you shift your perspective sometimes, or at least help you rewire your mind in a way when you need it the most, when you're maybe going down this negative path and you can't see the light, or you can't really turn back, to try and reframe things in a way that gives you power, and power to act and to change and to come out of it by looking at it as an opportunity and as a learning that you need to go through so that you're able to connect with your best self. As usual, we're going to finish this episode with a guided meditation to help us really integrate this knowledge and understand what these concepts bring up for us. Let's start. Sit with your legs crossed, or place both of your feet on the floor. Your comfortable meditation position if you already have one. Now place your hands on your laps, one on top of the other, and close your eyes, connecting within, connecting with your internal peace. Allow your senses to withdraw as we begin this guided meditation. Now that we are ready, we are going to visualize a light that turns on in the space between our eyebrows. A golden bright light. This light that gets more intense the more we focus on it, shining brighter and brighter. We're going to use this light as our object of meditation today. So even if you are distracted by thought, by a noise, acknowledge this distraction and bring yourself back to your meditation technique. We meditate in silence, focusing on this light. I'll bring you back after a few minutes once we've finished our guided meditation. And we finish our guided meditation. Thank you so much for listening, for tuning in. This marks the end of season 1 of the Lights On podcast. We're back in September with more concepts, with more principles and discussion on yoga and yoga philosophy, all very much with a mission to help us calm our busy minds and live a better life. Thank you for sticking around. If you've been enjoying these podcasts, then support the show by giving it a follow or a review. I would love to hear your thoughts to see how I can improve moving forward, or if there's a particular theme or topic you'd like to discuss here. I'm also on Instagram at Yogaful.studio, so come on over to our Instagram as well. I share lots of tips and practical exercises to relieve stress and to find a bit more rest and calm in our day-to-day. So I hope to see you there. Thank you so much again for being here. Take care.